The End is a Italian zombie movie. Now, I'm not any stranger to Italian horror films, zombie movies especially, because Lucio Fulci is sort of the king of that, but you know, this is a more modern day zombie film. This is about Claudio. He is a, you know, big shot businessman with his own driver, and he's driven to work one fine day for a big meeting. However, he gets stuck in the elevator, which was broken a couple months before. So, you know, a big deal. He's like standing in an elevator, you know, looking like a total fool, and his assistants are like, you know, where are you? What's going on? However, there's also some tumultuous stuff happening in the city, terrorist attacks or something, but apparently a zombie epidemic has sort of infected everyone in the city, and it's gotten into his building, and he doesn't know, so he's sort of just standing around. So this is a movie that combines two of my favorite subgenres, one location thriller plus zombie movie. So, you know, it's going to be in the vein of something like Pontypool or something like that, but Claudio basically has his phone. It's his lifeline to a certain amount of characters. There's his assistant, there's one of his partners at the firm, there's also his wife, and his driver. So he basically is in contact with them at all times, but it's basically takes place in an elevator, which is kind of weird. You know, we've had movies like that before, like Devil, but The End is basically a zombie movie, so we have some zombie action here and there. Basically, Claudio, he's a very reactive character because he has to be. He's stuck in an elevator. He can't go anywhere. You know, if he was walking around the building, it'd be a completely different movie. But that sort of hurts a little bit because he just sort of sits there waiting around. I also didn't like how the movie didn't have any themes or anything. There's a moment where he's about to put a gun to his own head, you know, but then there's no climax. It's a very underwhelming film. He sort of just happens to, you know, do whatever at the end of the movie. He doesn't feel earned or anything. It's just like a sort of, you know, I don't mind that it's a lower budget movie, but I felt like it could have done a lot more with his character because he's having an affair and he feels guilty, and his wife is, you know, trapped in her apartment, and, you know, she's not the driving force that makes him want to leave though, and he's just sort of like, you know, he's a bit of a hypocrite, and you don't really root for him. There's some cool moments because, you know, he's got to be on the phone with people as they're helping him and things like that. But the movie, you know, it has everything going for it. It has, like, the actors do a decent job. You got the budget, you got the aesthetic, you got the concept, but don't quite nail the character development, which is not a big deal because it's a zombie movie. But overall, it's a movie only for hardcore zombie enthusiasts. It's really interesting because this movie came out in 2017, 1 year before the French film The Night Eats the World, which is another movie about a man in one location trapped by zombies. That one's French, but he walks around. So it's interesting how, like, these little films can sort of influence each other because, you know, first we got the elevator trapped zombie movie, then we got The Night Eats the World, but those influence Alive and #Alive, which are, I think, Spanish or American and Korean zombie movies about a person being stuck in one place surrounded by zombies. So it's interesting to see that sort of evolution. This movie's only for hardcore zombie enthusiasts, though. So I give The End a 5 out of 10.